Welcome to today's Special Education Report. Right now, all around the world, a new wave of youth action is rising as young people take a stand against climate change.
You can absolutely see their undeniable passion for protecting our planet just by looking at their actions. They're out there cleaning up beaches, they're attending protests, and they're even actively contacting their elected officials to demand change.
So, to really understand this movement, we need to look at how schools operate. Now, usually, each state determines the specific subjects taught in its classrooms. But back in 2020, New Jersey set a major precedent. They actually became the first state to require climate education in K-12 public schools.
It's a bold move for sure. And it raises a really crucial question for educators and parents everywhere. Should every single school do this? Let's dive right into the case for empowerment, which is a supporter's view. Supporters of climate education believe that the younger kids are when they learn about the environment, the sooner they can develop planet-friendly habits.
And scientists claim these everyday habits are actually incredibly powerful. In fact, these small actions really add up over time. They potentially have as much of a positive effect on the Earth as massive shifts, like switching to solar power or driving electric vehicles.
Plus, there is a profound emotional benefit too. When students are properly informed about the environment, they don't just feel scared. Instead, they feel empowered and inspired to fight for the planet. And this kind of education is highly practical. By doing hands-on lab experiments in science class to understand real-world solutions, students are actively preparing for a whole range of new, climate-related jobs and future careers.
Now, let's look at the burden of overload, the critic's view. As objective reporters, we really must look at the entire picture here. Critics argue that students already have a whole lot on their plates.
There's a very real concern about academic burnout right now. Adding another mandatory subject could easily overload students and cause them unnecessary stress. And this burden falls pretty heavily on educators as well. According to a recent poll, 65% of science teachers state that climate change is simply outside their subject area.
Finally, opponents point to independent learning options. They argue that kids can easily learn about this on their own, just by using the vast amount of information available online or, checking out resources right at their local library. So, we've explored the clear arguments from both sides of this debate, from the inspiring empowerment of the youth to the heavy burden placed on schools. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think? Should climate lessons be required in all schools,